Hey, what's up, guys? This is Monarch Chaos, and I'm bringing you guys my Chaos Monarch deck. This is my own personal setup of it. Really like it. Uh, the only thing is maybe it has a couple of inconsistent issues, but I'll definitely get into those later into the video when I go through the deck. Really, really, really like this deck, honestly, to tell you the truth. Just because I like this deck because it's a lot of control, but it's also a lot of clearing the field. So, like, it's just really good at manipulating the field to your advantage, and then that's how it basically works. I really like it. So of course you have BLS, really good card, of course, since it's BLS. I mean, come on, everybody's got to love BLS, right? Even people that hate it secretly love it. It's so good. So yeah, I run one BLS. I wish you could run three. That'd be insane. I'm kidding. That'd be ridiculous, but still. I run two Light and Darkness Dragons, or Lads. I actually have been thinking about siding one out, not necessarily siding it, but replacing it with a Christia. The only thing I don't like about Christia, guys, is the fact that it returns to the top of the deck when it gets killed. Not a fan of that, because then you're top decking that monster, and maybe you don't have the ability to, get it out, so then it's kind of a dead draw. I don't like that. The only setback to Light and Darkest Dragon, on the other hand, it gets negged really quickly nowadays, especially because Z Dragons were out and everybody was running this card. It was dead for a while, other than the people that were running Monarchs. And so when this card started getting to play again, everybody figured out ways to neg it in like 0.2 seconds. Really annoying sometimes. I run a Gores. Gorge is really good, especially with this deck, because of the fact you run Swap Frogs, especially first turn. If you can get a Swap Frog on this card out in the first turn, it's really good because you can get the Swap Frog, get its effect to get Treeborn into the graveyard, and then Swap Frog's effect returns back to your hand. So then you have an empty field, and they're like, okay, like that was an idiot mistake, and it's like, bam, Gores. But at the same time, a lot of people expect a Gores. So if you leave yourself open, they're expecting a Gores or a Battle Fader. So it has its ups and downs by the fact, but it's the fact that it's psychological. Like, you don't know if I have this in my hand or not, so it's really good. I run two Trags, and the only reason I run Trag is for the ability to be huge, basically. So I don't really use the other effects unless I need it. I just like the fact that it gets big. I run a Jinzo because I'm not the biggest fan of traps. I don't run any traps in this deck unless it's Treacherous, which I run at my side. Really good card. I run Dark Death Spirit. I don't really understand why a lot of Monarch decks don't run this card, because I like it because, I mean, it's one tribute and it blows up the field and then it attacks for 22 and then it comes back to your hand. So you're just doing that every turn. So there's no stacking up one side of the field. It's a really good card. I like it a lot. Caius, definitely, it's my second. I only run Caius and Ryza in this Monarch deck, but I like Caius second best just because Ryza's, I like it so much better, because Caius will fuck you up for that turn, but, Ryza definitely messes you up for 2 turns, in my opinion, just because with Ryza right now, I run 3 of her, by the way, or him, same shit, whatever. He has a dick, but whatever. I like Ryza because it top decks for that turn, so you get him out, and it top decks for that turn, so you get to attack. But if you top deck like a spell or trap, they're going to top deck that, so it's going to fuck them up for 2 turns. I run Kaikus. A lot of people don't run Kaikus, but I like it just because it is a dark target, but it's also that if you're doing a mirror match or something like that, and a lot of decks rely on their graveyard, so when it does battle damage, you get to banish 2 monsters from their graveyard, which is insane, and also they can banish from their graveyard or your graveyard, so you protect your frogs. I run tour guides just because it's dark targets for level 3. Rank XYZs. It's just a really good card, of course. There's so many options when it comes to rank 3 XZs, so it's just really good for choices. And of course, I run 2 Snowman Eaters. Actually, this isn't a card that I really main deck that much. I kind of side it out. I'm actually just testing it right now in the main deck, just because of the fact that if it's first turn and you have this card set and they attack into it, most of the time they're not going to be able to kill it. So you'll kill a monster and you'll have a monster for tribute. Swap Frog, you summon it. Get Treeborn to your hand, really good, especially if you have 2 of them in your hand. You can pitch one of them to special summon, so you get that, and then you can still normal summon, which is really good. This is the card that I'm really looking for advice for, because I really hate Raikou just because it mills all my good cards, but I can't think of any good level 3 or level, not level 3, but low level, basically below 4 light monsters that would replace Raikou, other than Valor, which I already run. So I just need help with. If you guys could give me some information of something that wouldn't be good in this deck, that's a low level light monster that would work in this deck. I run 2 Battle Faders. Everybody knows Battle Faders, especially since you contribute with it. I run 2 Valors. Everybody knows what Valor does too. I really especially like it because it's a light to straight to the graveyard. It's really good. The Treeborn Frogs, really, oh my goodness, this card's amazing. Special summons from the graveyard onto the field during standby phase, unless you control back row, which I don't really run back row ever, so it's really good. Dark Hole, amazing. I'm so glad they didn't touch this in the ban list. I heard Monster Reborn was going. I was like, oh, good. Here, they're going to get Dark Hole too. That's going to be ridiculous. Here is Creature Swap. Really good with Treeborn Frog because it's special summons Treeborn Frog. And then you take their huge monster for your little tiny Treeborn Frog. So most of the time, let's say it's 24. They're going to take 23 to the face and you take their monster forever. I run 2 dualities. Since this deck is mostly a tribute summon deck, it is good, but you still have the Treeborn to special summon, so sometimes it kind of gets stuck. This is mostly just if you're in a pinch, and you know this deck does have some inconsistency issues, so this card does help out a lot with it. Enemy Controller is really amazing, this deck, especially if you have Treeborn in the grave already, because Enemy Controller is a quick play, so it will stay in standby phase after you activate it when you special summon Treeborn Frog. So basically, get Treeborn Frog, special summon it, activate Enemy Controller, tribute Treeborn Frog to take control of one of their monsters. Then you special summon Treeborn Frog since it is still standby phase. Then you tribute their monster and your monster to get out a Lad or Christia. So you're getting rid of their monster in the meantime while getting out a huge monster, which is amazing. This card does slow down the deck a lot. Soul Exchange, you tribute one of their monsters as a tribute, you know, to replace as a tribute. The only thing that does suck about this card is you cannot attack the time or the turn you use it, which sometimes can get really annoying and slows the deck down a little bit. But with the inconsistencies, it definitely helps out a lot. On to the extra deck. Let me get it in order really quick. I have the 2 tokens just because I have a Dandelion as a side. So you gotta have them tokens. Gore's token for Gore's. Slacker Magician. I actually got my ass saved in a tournament because of this card, and I went into the later rounds. It was really good. I had it there. Gotchi. I never really make this, but it's just the what if factor. You know what I mean? And when it comes out, it is really clutch. Acid Golem. I only get this to beat over other cards, and I just hate the fact you can't special summon. It's so annoying. But Giga. What is this? Giga Brilliant. I honestly only use this because a lot of monsters are attack 27. So we use this on a Monarch and it gets to 27, so you can at least bump heads with it. But there's an outrageous amount of cards that are at 27 attack. So then you got Leviathan Dragon. That's just, you know, come on, everybody knows what Leviathan Dragon does. Leviair. If you banish my frog, I'm not gonna be the happiest camper. So this definitely gets my frog back from being banished, and it's really helpful sometimes. My Melody, just a light target. I hate the fact that it's 1400 attack, so sometimes it's pointless to get out. Tempo, because I despise Zen mains with every ounce of my soul. But, you know, this takes care of it. And then, of course, I'd still run Zen mains, even though I fucking hate you, you stupid card. It's just the fact that, you know, it's still a good card, even though I hate the ball sacks out of it. Anyways, number 25, Fork Focus. I've never actually made this card, not because I couldn't, I just really don't like it that much. It's just, they're not that many rank 6 XYZs. Gauntlet Launcher, it's really good because it's not a once per turn. It's, you detach one XYZ to pop a monster on the field. It's really good because you can do it twice in one turn. Swordbreaker, just in case there's that problem monster you can't really just beat over, so this takes care of it. And then Photon Strike Bouncer. Basically it negs and they take 1,000. I'll go over my site, but I don't really explain it. I'll kind of just show it to you guys while I do the outro kind of thing. So if you guys could give me some, you know, information that you think would help improve this deck, I'd really appreciate it. And, yeah, so maybe subscribe, like, and I'll definitely be making videos a lot. So, peace, guys.